What's up guys, this is Jay and welcome to a 790 10-man Dryad forest. First of all, make sure you have enough level 4 potions and level 4 scrolls. They are mandatory. Personally, I buy a stack of 50 of both. If you are the raid leader, you want to put the markers at about these positions. The X is where you want your ranged DPS to stack on, and the triangle is where you want the ad tank to pull the ad to. If you're not sure where to put the X for the ranged DPS, I like putting the X right in front of the two intertwining roots in front of the boss, as you can see in this picture right here. So if you're still using the default hotkeys and you're the raid leader, if you push U, you will bring out this menu to check if everyone is ready. I personally like to do 2 checks, one for buffs and then one for the boss. Be aware that the boss will occasionally hit a random person for 3000 plus damage, so use a potion if you are not full health, and scroll if you are less than half health. Now at the very beginning, you want everyone, including the ranged DPS, to stack on top of the boss, because the first thing he's gonna do is cast roots on 2 random people. When the roots are on someone, not only can they not move or do anything, they will take damage over time. The person doing the callouts should say roots AoE. Now having someone to do callouts is highly recommended unless you have 10 very experienced players who've done this raid many times, which would mean you don't even need this guide. So after killing the roots, the boss will always summon an ad, and the ad tank should be at the triangle ready to pull it. Now the first ad, which is the spring ad, has a interruptible skill that can heal the boss for 10% of his HP. So the person doing the callouts should remind everyone that they should interrupt this ad. Now it should be obvious that killing the ad should be the focus of the ranged DPS, but if you don't have enough damage, you will need the help of the melee DPS to kill the ad. After the ad dies, the boss will do his rotational AoE. The boss will do it regardless of if the ad's still alive or not, which means it's important for you to kill the ad in a timely fashion. You can see here that the boss used Mothernature. That means you should go to the right side to avoid the damage. If you get hit, you're probably gonna die. The person doing the callouts should tell everyone to go right. After the rotational AoE, the boss will always root 2 random people. The person doing the callout should tell everyone to AoE and kill the roots. After the roots is dead, the ad tank should head into position and be ready to pull the second ad. Keep in mind that the ad will always spawn after the roots is dead, but regardless of if you kill the roots or not, the ad will spawn. So you want to make sure that the roots are killed fast. Now the second ad will put a triangle on a random person. Usually it's on a ranged DPS unless a melee is helping out. You can see right here that a raid member has been marked and he rolled away from the group. If the person marked doesn't roll away from the group, he'll do a massive amount of damage to anyone near him. Also, when the second ad dies, it gives a 30% attack buff to anyone near it. So if you're doing the callouts, you want to remind everyone to get the buff, and the ad tank should pull the ad a little closer to the ranged DPS. Now you can see here that the boss is about to cast Overgrowth, which means everyone should move to the left to avoid the rotational AoE. Again, the boss will root 2 random people, and again, after the roots, the ad tank should move into position to be ready to pull the third ad. Now in this video, we actually skipped the third ad and the fourth ad, but I will explain the third and fourth ad as we are on second phase, which occurs when the boss hits 3 million HP. The third ad, like the first ad, has a interruptible skill that places a dot on a random person, dot as in damage over time. So you definitely want to interrupt this or someone's gonna die. The fourth ad, which is like the second ad, puts a triangle on a random DPS member, usually the range. Unlike the second ad, you have less time to roll away from the group. Also, it's a line AoE, so it's pointless if you're still in between the ad and your raid members, because it's still going to hit them. Now after all 4 ads, and you still haven't gotten to second phase, which is at 3 million HP, the ad spawns will just repeat in the same order. Like I've said before, 3 million HP is second phase, and 2 random people will be rooted as soon as you hit second phase. You want to kill those roots fast. No more ads will spawn, but 3 random people will be marked with a triangle. those people have 10 seconds to run to the very edge of the map. After 10 seconds, a poison pool will spawn right under them. The first tick of damage is unavoidable, so you want to save your roll for after the poison spawns. You can see that the triangle is on me right now. You want to avoid other people who have the triangle on top of their heads, because you're probably going to get each other killed if you spawn the poison pool on top of each other. If you ever get to the point where you run out of space to put the poison circles, you probably don't have enough DPS to kill this boss. Everyone except the tanks should do at least 1k DPS. If someone is doing less damage than the tanks, then those people need to be replaced. They need to be told that they have the wrong skills or the wrong DPS rotation, and they should do some research, ask a friend or a guildie to teach them the correct DPS rotation. Keep in mind that even though it's second phase, the boss will still use his rotational AoE and his melee big white circle AoE. A lot of melee DPS forgets about the big white circle AoE as soon as it turns second phase. The rotational AoE and the melee AoE is active throughout the entire fight, so don't forget to dodge them. Also, please don't get cocky just because the boss is on low health. You still need to do everything properly, or you might just wipe instead of killing the boss. That is it for 790 10-man the Dryad Forest. This has been Jay, and enjoy doing your raids.